Hey Della, let's take a look at your week 4 assignment 2 drawing here. I thought you did a really nice job with this, and it's a good, well, I guess it's a surprising change from the last draft that you turned in with the couch and the curtains and whatnot. This one is obviously coming across as much more colorful, and I like this one. I think I like this one more. I like the textural stuff that's in it. There's a little bit of shininess here. There's definitely a lot of wood. I think the waffles have their own kind of texture to deal with also, and a good variety of color, which I thought you did a nice job of really navigating, especially with the really intense colors of the cups. It's a really nice layout too. I think you're doing a nice job of trying to replicate the font that's in place for the title, and I think you're doing a good job of getting the blind stroke in for the Greeking, which I think also was something that probably needed to be clarified in the drafts, and I thought this turned out a lot better than there as well. Also, just some nice textural stuff. I think good marker usage overall, and really happy with the way that you're dealing with the entirety, of the composition. There's just really nice little touches like these vertical lines that are making up the background, the way that the texture is kind of moving in this direction on the top and back and forth, going vertically on the sides, which is just helping to make a distinction between them. I would say for me there's only a few things I would make suggestions to. I think one is really just kind of darkening the overall wood color a little bit more, even if you had another layer of the sienna over top of it, although I think this color that you have here, once it's kind of overlaid on top of the wood color, matches this color almost perfectly. And just the only reason I mention this is because the color of the cups stand out much more when they're behind this very, very dark background. And what you have is not quite as dark of a background. It's still a little bit lively, so there's not as much contrast going on there. There's probably, a little bit of the wood behind it taking away from the brightness of the cups. Some of the cups, I think the green stands out really nicely, but the oranges and the reds, they're very similar to the wood coloring that's next to them, so they don't stand out, quite as much as as they would if they had a darker background in place. I think cast shadows could also be just a tad bit darker as well, especially under some of these areas where they're very close to the actual object. But I would say overall that it is really a nice job. The way that you dealt with so many different elements, I think proportions look very good. I think the way that you're dealing with the perspective overall is very good. Like little touches like the whisk off to the side, I thought you did an excellent job of rendering, which I can see being a very complicated thing to have to deal with. So really overall, I'm extremely happy with the way that you used the marker, the way that you replicated the magazine, and even dealt with the specifics like the title, like the Greeking, and like the color. So a really nice job, and keep it up.